During this video, we're doing something truly epic. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, you're going to want to stick around because we're here in Belfast, Northern Ireland to check out the Game of Thrones studio tour. From the epic sets to the jaw-dropping props, we're diving into everything that made Westeros come to life, and at the end of this video we'll show you the real-life throne room. You don't want to miss it. So let's get to it. The Game of Thrones studio tour is located in Banbridge, which is around a 30-minute drive from Belfast and an hour and a half away from Dublin. We booked a travel package which included return transport from Belfast city centre. So our number one top tip is make sure you get the 9:15 bus from Belfast, because we were the very first people to enter the studio tour at 10 AM, which means we got to see everything before all the crowds flocked to the tour. When we entered the studio, we were welcomed by the Stark family, similar to the first time we see them when we were welcoming King Robert to Winterfell. As we walk through to the start of the tour, let's talk a little bit about the show itself. Game of Thrones is one of the most successful TV series of all time, known for its complex characters, epic battles, and jaw-dropping twists. After watching a video explaining the history of the series, which we were not allowed to film unfortunately, we were greeted by the gate under the wall. The gate opens and we walk behind the wall. Here you will see costumes from the Wildlings, the White Walkers, and the Night King, the emotional scene from the Door episode, and the giant called Dongo. From here we move into the design room. Another thing that will blow your mind is the miniatures room. The level of detail on these models is insane. It's like a truly tiny replica of Westeros that's still alive with all its detail. For our next part of the tour, we continue north to Castle Black and the Night's Watch. As we walk through the set, you'll see costumes used by the commanders of the Night's Watch on one side, and on the other, the scene where Jon Snow's brought back to life by the Red Woman. We also walk past the East Watch by the Sea Cell, where we get to see the Hound and the Brotherhood without banners, and Bran in his room as he recovers from his fall. Just remember to be on the lookout for any stray direwolves lurking around. And we also get to see more props and create our very own house shield. Our next stop sees making our way to Winterfell. First we visit the Eerie Crypt where all the Starks are laid to rest. Here you'll see Ned Stark and the previous generations. Don't worry, none of them come back to life this time. Now we jump back on set and visit the amazing Winterfell Great Hall. Walking through each section of this studio tour really makes you feel like you're part of the TV series. As you've already seen, the way they've managed to reenact these scenes is truly spectacular. Here we get to see the distinct features of the Great Hall and realise how small these sets really were. Now, before we go any further and explore some of the best parts of this tour, I just wanted to thank you for watching our video so far. We're only a small channel and really appreciate if you'd subscribe to help us make more videos like this. We really would appreciate it. Now back to the tour. You must be thinking, where is the Mother of Dragons? Well, the wait is truly over. We next get to visit Dragonstone, home of Stannis Baratheon, and later Daenerys Targaryen. The map room and the Dragonstone throne room are truly absolutely stunning up close. You see the designs, the stonework, even the carvings that bring this place to life. We also get our first look at the full-size dragon skull. Just look at the scale of them. They are spectacular. In this room, we also get a glimpse of a number of costumes and props, the gowns worn by the powerful women of Westeros. And you can see how the gowns match the style of the women and characters they played. Before we go into the next room, we wanted to show you these incredibly detailed props of Cersei and Jaime Lannister. These were used in the final scenes following the fall of King's Landing. We've seen throughout the tour the detail, and these are as spectacular and incredibly lifelike. Next, we move into the Hall of Faces and the Armoury workshop. The Hall of Faces is quite a small room but catches the atmosphere perfectly. You can even become a faceless man yourself. As you enter the Armoury, you are greeted by a massive scorpion. Yes, this thing is huge. Here you get to see the major weapons that were used in the TV series, from Longclaw to Needle, White Walker's spears, to Tyrion's crossbow. No one is safe in Game of Thrones. Right, so we've been north of the Wall, Castle Black, Winterfell, Dragonstone. What's missing? Last up is King's Landing. Here we get to see the Red Keep, the King's Council Room, and lots of props relating to the Lannisters. We get to visit King Tommen's room. Luckily, someone kept the windows closed and no mannequins were harmed. Yay! We also get to find out about how music was made and find out about scene locations across the world. Now, this is one of my favourite parts of the tour, the Red Keep. First thing you'll notice is how beautiful and bright the room is. The second is the map of Westeros, an enormous map embedded in the floor of the Great Hall. The designer even grabs a cheeky cameo where we see him painting the final parts of the map. Simply stunning. We now move into the grand finale, and it was all worth the wait. As we enter the throne room, we are greeted by Jon and Daenerys next to the Iron Throne. As you look around the room, you will see all the rubble. Truly a spectacular finish to a wonderful tour. Like all tours, we exit through the gift shop. I just wanted to share with you the food options available at the studios. There's a lobby cafe at the main hall before you enter the tour. This offers up standard lunch and light snack options. Partway through the tour, we decided to grab a bite at the Mess Hall Studio restaurant. Unfortunately, the cafe wasn't themed. However, as with most themed outlets, food can be hit or miss. We tried the Hodor's Club sandwich with hand-cut chips and the vegan burger. Most items on the menu were named after characters or places. The food was delicious and we'd seriously recommend trying it out. The gift shop was your standard gift shop covering a range of Game of Thrones goodies and souvenirs. In summary, the Game of Thrones studio tour was as epic as the TV series and well worth the trip. We tried to cover as much as we could in this video without spoiling it for you. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what you can expect during the tour, but you can't truly appreciate all of the sets, props, costumes, imagination and creativity that goes into this global TV phenomenon like Game of Thrones without taking a visit. If you're interested in seeing more Game of Thrones locations in Belfast or want to know what else we got up to during our trip, check out our Belfast travel guide video. And if you've liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Game of Thrones fans. See you next time!